that kind of determinism failed in the lab. It failed.
Okay, so he's saying it failed in the lab. Now, he's not going to tell us, I don't think. I bet he's not going to tell us what experiments prove that failure. But if he's going to use the stupid, wacky two-slit experiment, where if you go on a YouTube video and look it up, you'll see some guy actually speculate about the fact that the photons don't like being watched. Okay, they don't like us reading the instruments, and they're running away.
Failed in the lab. Sorry, failed in the lab. But it still looks pretty much like that. Yeah, but we've been down underneath the surface of the water there, and it failed in the lab. That's the end of that story, right?
No, it isn't the end, okay? That's like saying, okay, look, there's a crop circle. Let's not investigate any further. There's a crop circle. Let's not figure out that there's a rake over there that pushes wheat down. And let's not see that there's footprints going to the crop circle. And let's not count that there's work gloves over there. Now, let's not add up those fucking factors and say, well, go what? This might not be anything. Okay, this might be an illusion created by a circumstance. And it might not be the fucking truth of the circumstance.
You know, you want to draw back to it, it's like people drawing back to the four elements after we knew the periodic table. You can do it, and there's sort of some truth to there being a difference between fire, earth, and water. And
oh, yeah, right. So let's argue this kind of crap, okay? The fact is the round wheel still works really good, okay? It's been around hundreds of fucking years, because I guess that round thing is a concept that works, okay? And it's pretty much as solid as this material energy thing. All right, Einstein isn't going to agree with your crap, right? If we could dig up old Einstein, he'd say, no, Pyrrho, you're going a little too fucking far here with your fucking conclusion. All right, there's still lots of reasonable explanations. Okay, we don't need these phantasmagorical explanations.
Fair. Those are like, yeah, okay, four different things. You know, you're writing a science fiction or a fantasy story and you use these as your deities or whatever, it still makes enough sense.
Not a good idea to bring that up as a metaphor, because that's what you're doing. You're just writing a story. You're just adding a bunch of unicorn glitter dirt, okay, glitter manure, and saying, just to make physics more interesting. You're just saying, let's glue some baubles on this thing. We got to make it blink. You know, we got to make it do something. So you're just going to invent this idea that it's a little random machine, and we got multiverses, and we got all kinds of blinkety-blink going on. Fuck you.
Then below the surface, we know, look, there is no physical determinism where we thought there was.
No, where we. Okay, but your we does not include Albert Einstein. Let's remember that. It doesn't include Albert Einstein. So when I say we, I'm with the dead Albert. Okay, I'll go with dead Albert. Alright, so we think you're full of fucking shit. We think you're talking out of your fucking ass.
There is a statistical regularity. Given a million events, you can make characterizations about the million events. The single event, random. And
yeah, the single event, random. Again, you say so. Okay, you say so. It only appears random because you don't know why. You don't know the mechanisms. You can't see the rake. You can't see the work gloves. You can't see the circumstances that are creating the illusion, the undetectable circumstance, because you can't sit there and fucking tie a leash on a goddamn smallest bits of matter in the universe.
You need to look into that two-slit experiment more too, because it's not about the unpredictability. It's about the fact that the electron appears to go through both slits.
Oh, yeah, well, it doesn't appear to go through both slits. No, it creates a wave pattern. Okay, and again, it's about those goddamn detectors. Why do the detectors change the effect? Okay, so why don't you ask the sensible, rational, and logical question instead of playing this fucking game?
Unless you pay close enough attention to see which one it went through. That's the weird thing, that it seems to go through both slits. Okay, that's
seems. So you're gonna sit there and make this argument that we're not allowed to still believe in cause and effect. We're not allowed to believe in determinism because you have a seam. You're gonna take your fucking seam and you're gonna use that to tell us what we have to believe. Well, lots of people will tell you that the planet Earth seems too pretty and functional to have been not created by a god. It just seems like there must have been a creator. Look at it, it's all pretty and it's got flowers and shit. Okay, and they smell nice. Now, why would flowers smell nice? Come on, there's got to be a god, right? It seems that way. Fuck you.
Well, it's not just we can't predict. Now, your idea of the hidden variable theory, that's what that's called, where maybe there is a number we just can't see, or there have been hidden variable theories.
Maybe we just can't see. Now, why didn't you just stop right there? That's not a maybe issue. Okay? We definitely cannot see. Alright? We are entirely blind to the quantum reality. We are blind. Fucking blind. We have no vision in that world. Alright? So let's get that right. We're walking in that world with a fucking stick we're banging around at shit. Alright? And you're saying you can draw definitive, arrogant, in everybody's fucking face conclusions based on your stick banging. Fuck you.
Usually, they can have numbers that we'll never be able to know. But the idea is that it's there and you model it that way. Well,
oh, yeah, that's right. You model it that way. That's right. This quantum mechanics creates a model, okay, where it assumes certain things. It says, let us treat it this way. Let us treat it as if. Okay, and we did the same thing with molecular science in the early days. And, we treated electrons and atoms a certain way because we modeled them. Now, the model wasn't explicitly accurate, but it was serviceable. And that's the point of quantum mechanics, is just to create serviceable mathematics that allows us to deal with these very minute energy equations in a circumstance where we don't have definitive description. Period. It's nothing more than that. It's variable open math. I don't know, there's lots of ways to describe it, but that's what it is. It's math that keeps the fucking variables.
Some of those theories have been shown, whole categories of that kind of theory have been shown not to apply, been proved not to apply, don't work mathematically. But the ones that are still maybe candidates... Again,
prove. All this fucking talk of prove. I haven't seen any of this goddamn fucking prove.
Please take a look at them. They're even more bizarre than quantum mechanics. They're even... In their theory, the photon is somehow emerges from the screen it's going to land on. It reclaims determinism, but it does not avoid jumping through any back hoops. If you sit where I sit, holding on to determinism is the thing that's a backflip. Look at what you have to believe that. First of all, nothing you've ever experienced was determined. Even you are a great tennis player, every time you serve a little bit different. It was always...
Yeah, because we're doing something very complex with a very, very nuanced and sophisticated mechanics. Again, we're not a fucking stick figure machine or something, Pyrrho, and that's the reason why there's difference. But look at our other instruments. Look at the other things we create, and look at the fucking die-hard reliability. Like I said, I could go to probably NASA, the Kennedy Space Center or something. I could flip the button on the lunar module or something, or one of those spacecrafts that came back. I could hit the little fucking power button, and all the blinky lights will turn on, and it'll all function again.
Is this little variable? That's your whole life trying to work on that variable and aim things. So you've never experienced it, and yet you're going to...
Oh, really? It's just so preposterous. You've never experienced complete knowledge of every neuron in your head. Duh. Yeah, I don't have complete knowledge of every little sparky and every redundancy and every piece of mechanics and every kind of software that's running inside the billions of cells inside my fucking head. Right, I don't have complete knowledge of their function and dysfunction. Fuck you.
Take all these other... experimental, repeatable facts, including the experience of your own will, and...
well, let's look at some other bugs. Let's look at other organisms, okay? Very complex nervous systems. They behave exactly the same frickin' way. You could write them, you could make them a little maze on a piece of paper. You put a certain effects in, you put a light over here, and you do a thing over here, and you do a thing over there, and it will run the same exact path 1 billion trillion times, Pyrrho. No quantum gutter balls. How come? How come? How come? How the fuck come?
But we're bending over backwards. No, you're the one that's bending over backwards to hold on to this intuition, which really, does you no good. Now,
Yeah, well, that doesn't even make any sense. And it's not about intuition. It's about every single speck of real hard evidence we've ever encountered. Okay? Mozarts don't pop out of nowhere. Nothing pops out of nowhere. Okay? Things happen for reasons. That's what every bit of evidence points to. There is a guy who makes the crop circles.
I want to say this. What we really need is, there is no free will, there is no free anything. Everything is limited, everything is bounded in nature. Okay, so free is to be taken as a relative term. You know.
Oh, yeah, well, let's just have new words for stuff, okay? So free isn't really free, it just means free while you're in jail. Yeah, but you're still free.